race, which I did end up winning,
Yeah, we
which was
talked
cool.
we talked a little bit about that. I mean, it's not it's not a track championship, but it is something that you went out there and was one of the things that you had on your bucket list and stuff. Definitely to go out there. So let's talk a little bit about that car and about the motor blowing up at St. Helens, and then what did you think at that time? Hey, my season's done, and then Travis came up to you and said, "Hey, man, I got this motor in the back of the shop." What was your thoughts about that?
So when I pulled off the track, I was thinking, man, how am I going to get this going for Banks' next race? Which I considered that the challenge race was out of the books. I figured I already lost that. I didn't even think I was going to win it at that point. And so kind of went downhill for a moment there for me, and then we located a motor within the next couple of days, and it just kind of lined up.
So yeah, Travis said that he had it basically in the back of the shop, and said, "Hey, look, I have this in the back of the shop. Let's just put this thing in." You guys worked basically till 2 o'clock in the morning Friday night getting that thing bolted in, right?
Yeah, I drove over from Redmond, and we didn't get the car even started till about 1:30 after driving over there after work.
The funniest thing is that when I was doing my pit walk, your personal car is black with this awesome looking graphic decal. Well, basically, we should say it was you spray bed linered the whole car. And I sat there and he said, "This is my spare car." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He says, "Everything that's on this car will bolt onto my race car. So if something happens on my race car, I will unbolt it from my personal car and I will go out there racing." Well, all you had to do is basically put a roll cage, some numbers, and you probably could have finished out that night.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I didn't drive it there for the that night for the final race of the season, but at that race personally, if anything would have happened, I would have taken it right off my personal car and thrown it right on there.
Well, that is awesome. Well, I'll
That's
tell you.
hardcore racer right there.
I'll tell you
Absolutely.
what. Well, Tyler Owen, man, it is awesome to see you. We'll see you here in a couple weeks at the banquet. We just wanted to touch base with you. You're one hell of a driver, and we just want to thank you so much for listening to Northwest Dirt News and coming on tonight.
Can I give a little props for Austin? I love that kid. We had a really good time racing. What I meant by punting me in the back was just it was a little bit harder than a tap. But, I mean, I enjoyed racing with him all year, and I did not feel bad about anything that happened. It was just a racing thing.
That'll cost you $5. Yeah, you absolutely can say that.
That's a pretty awesome attitude to have. Not a lot of people would think like that, Tyler. But man, very cool to have you on the show, and looking forward to more of that in 2017, buddy.
Yep, so I'll see you at the banquet.
All right, buddy, man. We'll see you then. I'm glad that you're okay, and hopefully that car is okay for next season.
Oh yeah, we'll get her going. Either way, I'll get a new one or get that one going for sure.
Good deal. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tyler Owen. Thank you, buddy. We'll see you at the banquet.
Okay, have a good night.
See you, bud.
Awesome attitude to have.
He is.
Absolutely.
He is a huge. He'll help anybody in the pits. And when I talk about Austin Henderson, is he sat there and as soon as the incident happened, I mean, he basically, he parked his truck right next to Tyler's car that was still on the racetrack, the track safety crew that we have there. Of course, just like, Willamette's track safety crew, one of the best, I mean, right on top of it. Austin was very emotional when it came down because at that time, at the time of the wreck, Tyler had that championship wrapped up. Rob Free was back a little ways. He basically was running then for second. Came over to Tyler's pit afterwards and definitely showed the emotion of, "Hey, man, I am so sorry." And like Tyler said, you know what? It's just one of those things, man. It's just racing.
Yeah.
That's the way you have to do it.
Well, we have to. Hey, guys, just got some words here just about the time we started our show. The news broke. Brock Yates, remember Brock Yates, pit reporter on CBS
Yes.
for Daytona 500 NASCAR, executive editor of Car and Driver and American
Oh,
Automotive
do
magazine.
not tell me this.
He's passed away.
Oh, no.
One of the greats. Great commentator on, remember TNN Motorsports, American Sports Cavalcade.
Yeah.
Brock Yates. I mean, we grew up watching,
Yep.
Josh and I grew up
TNT
watching
was awesome,
American
man.
Sports Cavalcade with the World of Outlaws and the Swamp Buggies.
Every
and
week, yeah.
Brock Yates, yeah. We
We
lost him
somebody.
today. Yep, 82 years of age.
Did they say what happened?
Does not say. I'm going to assume it was just health issues, but it didn't say exactly what.
Well, we give our
ended his
condolences, of course, to the Yates family.
Absolutely.
They've been in motorsports for many years.
How many articles have you read by Brock Yates? And,
right.
And those are, and how many broadcasts have we seen with Brock as the lead announcer?
I still have Open Wheel magazines at my house that still have a ton of his articles and stuff.
I have an old video from the 1988 Knoxville National Sprint Cars, and Brock was the lead announcer.
Oh, wow.
He was the lead announcer on that deal. So, that's a bummer deal to hear that Brock Yates has gone at the age of 82. Definitely a pioneer as far as, grassroots motorsports goes, even on the American Sports Cavalcade type deal for, announcing and bringing that into people's homes. I mean, I know Josh and I grew up watching that, and that's a bummer. I mean, Car and Driver magazine. I mean, that's like
that.
Yeah,
that is something. I mean, you just you start thinking back, and when you hear
how
stuff
many
like
times
that,
have we seen him on pit road NASCAR races talking?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's.
It just brings back so many memories. I mean, and I haven't heard that name in a long time because he's been out.
He's
but
been
I mean,
out. Right.
It's just it's sad to even lose somebody.
Well, he was such a leader in what we do. I mean, we're small potatoes compared to something like that, and that's kind of what we're all kind of striving for. I mean, I know I would love to reach that level of what he's accomplished. Very cool what he did in his lifetime. Sad to lose him. Hate to hear that. That's it's the cycle of life,
Yeah, it is.
82 years is a good run. I'll take 82 years.
I would
I'll
in a
take
heartbeat.
80. Yeah, absolutely. So, we're thinking of the Yates family tonight, and everybody else that's had a chance to listen to him. And I'm sure everybody's got good memories of his voice, watching some race that stood out in your mind over the last 20, 30 years.
And definitely a pioneer in this industry.
So, what are you working on over there, Josh? You got the phone out?
I'm actually talking to our next week's guest. And that is Miss Nikki Gamble from Sunset Speedway.
Oh.
I'm telling you, man.
Just when you think things can't get any tougher, Nikki's got to call in.
Wait, hang on. Is she going to call in or is she going to come down here?
Oh, she can call in.
If she comes down here,
she's going to beat Josh up.
She'll probably beat the hell out of all of us.
If she's coming down here, I'm wearing Kevlar and a hard hat next week.
I love it. You know what? I'll tell you. I had the opportunity to work with Nikki. I mean, really worked with her for a year at Sunset Speedway, and what an awesome individual. I mean, what she does and how she runs her racetrack it's on point. She's got it figured out. Does a heck of a job.
Absolutely.
I think any racetrack would be blessed to have her there running the show, and she does one fantastic job. So that'll be fun to talk with Nikki next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be a good deal.
Well, I'm yeah. She because I asked her if she wanted to be on tonight. She's just extremely swamped.
She's got the banquets coming up.
She's got the banquet coming up.
I'm still waiting for an email from her I was supposed to get today that I never got, Nikki. So
she is listening to the show.
You can go ahead and send that anytime, Miss Gamble.
She listens to the show every week. She's on point. She definitely makes sure that if I screw up, I get an email or something saying, "Hey, you're an idiot."
Josh gets a lot of emails.
Yes, he does.
And so,
thank God she doesn't have my phone number or my email address.
Nikki, Joel Widescreen's email is. I'll give it to you here in just a little bit, so you can. No, I mean, she's working for her is absolutely probably the coolest thing I've did in a long time. One, being at the track, just she's so dedicated. She takes so much crap. I still cannot believe that she hasn't stabbed someone or somebody isn't in the backwoods somewhere, because they don't understand is how much work she puts in and how much crap people give her.
Well, here's the thing. And we talked about it at a couple shows 2 years ago when we were working Sunset together. I mean, when you see a wreck, okay, and the safety crew's out there cleaning stuff up with Clean Sweep, and Nikki's out there with a shovel on the inside of the track throwing dirt over oil and flip-flops of all things. No, I'm not kidding you. This really happened.
Listen to this. Okay, so like Corey's saying, we're up in the Moxie Tower, right? All of a sudden, they're coming out and they're grooming the bottom of the track because it's still wet, right?
She's in the middle with a shovel.
Yeah, one truck, one crew member, right? Nobody else would have like that. Where's Nikki Gamble? out there over in turn 3 and 4 with a shovel and flip-flops.
Taking dry clay, throwing over the wet stuff that needs to be worked. I mean, that's the kind of that's her dedication to the sport and
That's
what she does at
awesome.
her track. I mean,
Seeing a promoter do that, get out there in her shorts and her flip-flops in turn 3 and 4 with a shovel.
Well, she wasn't
Yeah,
out in shorts.
yeah.
She won't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. She'd kill someone.
Yeah.
but you know what? Here's the thing that getting the season that I had up there at Sunset with Nikki and working with her is what's cool about it. And this is, I mean, truly cool. You know what to expect with Nikki Gamble. You know what you're going to get. You know what she expects of you. And it's just it's easy. I mean, it really is. I mean, yeah, she's got that stip, she's got that deal where like, oh, she's a hard ass. Okay, yeah,
she's a hard ass.
She is. But
Do
you
not.
know what? She does her job very well.
That's
I
right.
mean, she's appreciated by
Think
a lot
about
of people.
how much respect Nikki has.
Absolutely.
For
I was going to
how,
say that.
how she conducts herself. She is one of those people that even I know. I've literally raced at Sunset with Matthew 3 times.
But the thing about Nikki
You
too, though,
do
is
not cross Nikki Gamble.
Well,
That's right.
You don't. But when she's mad, you know when to walk away.
Or she'll let you know when to walk
well,
away.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know what you're going to get with Nikki. If she's upset and it's not time to talk, okay, walk away, talk about it later. She'll talk to you later.
Listen to this. So I asked her, I said, hey, how about being on next week? She goes, next Wednesday, absolutely awesome. I said, thank you. She goes, give me things you want to discuss, anything in depth. I said, just stuff like how 2016 went, what's coming up for the 2017 season. This is how cool Nikki is. This is how funny she is. She goes, okay, easy enough. I said, are you listening to the show right now? She goes, no, making cookies.
Yeah, I believe it. Making cookies is John's hungry. He needs that left side percentage.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
maybe that'll get him a championship.
This is awesome. And off the track, you get her at home, you get her away from the racetrack, you get her away from the business aspect of it. One of the coolest people and stuff to hang out. Totally badass.
Leaves business at the track.
That's right.
You
She
know?
does now, mind you, take some of that business home just because it follows her.
Well, that's her. That's
home.
what she does.
Yeah,
I
but
get it.
to work for Nikki Gamble, to be part of the Sunset crew, it was an eye opener on seeing the difference between a crew member and the media side.
So here's I'll tell you a funny story. Going back to when Josh and I first brought Josh onto Moxie, and
You get to talk about what she
I
said.
got him into Sunset, and I said, "Hey, Nikki, here's the deal. Here's what I'm thinking. I want to bring Josh up in the Moxie Tower. I want him to work with me." Da 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 da. And she looks at me, and she gave me the look like I seriously thought, okay, she's either gonna fire me or she's gonna punch me. Okay, she looks
Now,
at
mind
me.
you, mind you, hold on. Before you say that, though, Nikki's known me for quite a while.
Yeah,
okay,
long
in
time.
the pit area, working for Kenny Miller.
Oh, geez.
Okay,
So,
so
here-
I was a different person.
So and here's what she says to me. She says, okay, she goes, do you think you can handle him in the tower? I said, absolutely. I said, he'll be good. I go, trust me. I said, I'll get him up there. I'll work with him. We'll make it happen. She looks at me. She says, the first time he says an F word, you're both fired.
So listen to this. No, listen to where this went down. So you know where our concessions are, right? Okay, so if you first walk into Sunset, you have concessions on the right, you have concessions on the left. We have the main burger stand, all that type of stuff on the left hand side. Then you have the drinks and all that stuff on the right hand side. So I'm standing there. Corey says, we're texting back and forth through the week. He says, okay, look, got you coming in on Saturday night. 2 races before the end of the season. I said, cool, not a problem, right? Come on. So I get there, talk to Corey, blah, blah, and he says, I got to go talk to Nikki real quick. I said, all right. So we go down there, and we talk to Nikki, and Nikki's just kind of looking at me. And mind you, we're still on, we're on good rapport, nothing like that. She doesn't talk to Corey in front of me. She pulls Corey
Yeah, she does. It is true.
around the
This is
back
true.
of the concession. And all you see is you just see the Corey's back of his head going, uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. And that's all you hear. And you could tell Nikki's just kind of, and then she just looks over at me and she goes, and she just gives those
got
eyes.
the eyebrows.
The look.
So Corey comes back around. He goes, hey, dude, come here. Follow me real quick. And I'm like, all right. And he says, you know that F word? I said, what the are you talking about? He goes, okay, listen. Yeah, you can't say that. And I'm like, hold on. I don't say what the all the and he goes, okay, yeah, you just said it 3 times in about 30 seconds. And I'm like, are you shitting me? And he goes, okay, yeah, you can't say that either. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, so Nikki, we had this challenge and stuff like 3 months before any all this type of stuff. We were over at the house and she goes, you know what? I'm gonna bet you $100. And I said, what's that? And she goes, I'm gonna bet you $100 you cannot say the F word for a month.